Good morning and welcome back to the Uluwatu CT Round 4, heat number 2, getting started. Michael Rodrigues, Connor Coffin taking on this man in motion. Julian Wilson trying to get the quick start. He'll get caught behind down the stretch. Had a completion before that, so getting on the board. 35-minute heat scored on their top two, and seeing that third place so scary to be involved with. Owen Wright getting knocked down, heading into Jeffreys Bay. Let's see what Julian did to kick off this heat.
Nice first ride, and he saw how that last heat had transpired. He'd been in one yesterday afternoon that was exactly the same and decided an early start was the go, get building early, and I couldn't agree more. Michael Rodrigues, though, first.
Having a look at Michael Rodrigues, who was able to knock out Italo Ferreira yesterday. Backhand still looking sharp, trying to stab it more vertically in an awkward section, but has control to pull it off. And now he's on the board. Julian quick to a 2-7. Watching Rodrigues start here, BL.
First thing I notice is that he's on a different board to yesterday. The spray's obviously different, but it looks a little shorter and a little sort of twitchier under his feet.
Watching this now, this is Connor Coffin from a place called Santa Barbara, just up and out.
Oh, really? Oh, here we go. Michael Rodrigues down the line, Joe.
Taking advantage of it. Throws up that vertical hack. One more on the money section. He'll just fit in a little end section hack over the roof. So quick in transition. Even just made it look so casual and then hacked it right when that section really bowled up.
Here's Michael's wave now. Watch how critical this is. There's that full change of direction out of the lip, even when he's so tight to the pocket, and then that last little karate chop. There's that critical nature and that flair about what he did right there that was there yesterday afternoon. It was enough to beat the #1 in the world. It's slopey wall, but we go to live action.
Wilson, clean carve on the backhand. There's the lip, hits it vertical. Down the line, float on a pretty solid section. And Julian making some solid decisions with his maneuver choice. 2-7 was his start, much better on his second attempt.
Let's have a look at this from Julian. Beautiful bottom turn, just sort of pedestrian type of a snap it here, right up into the lip from this last floater. Super critical one. Now you'll see him move. He's in third priority. You'll see him go, okay, I'm just going to get busy.
Michael Rodrigues now, it'll be his turn with priority. We'll see how tough that mistake will be for Wilson with his scoring ride. Rodrigues under the lip hook. Belts it off the oncoming section and steps off. Low score before that, a 3.67, and already out in front.
Line doing the right turns in the right place was really difficult. The person who seems to be having the least trouble is this guy,
Michael Rodrigues. Did you like that second move?
Well, it looked a little bit odd and a little bit mistimed, perhaps. Time to wait. I'll get that priority and get the nail in the coffin, that 8-point ride that'll seal the deal.
Speaking of Coffin, up now. Late takeoff, wants to get a bit of the barrel here at Uluwatu, but he'll get hung up and sent over the falls. So we saw Connor making the priority mistake early, recovered from that with a 5.0. Right there, Rodrigues just improves the touch, 4.0 on the last. Wilson now up. Clean hook, trying to set up the tube, survives that lip section, and it's going to spit without Wilson down the line. That would have been an incredible make. Just seeing how close he was to getting hit in the head by the lip. Finally seeing a sizable one out the back. It's up to Connor if he wants it with priority. Rodrigues just getting out of the way. Hollow section, Connor drives his way through. Setting up the lip to hit. Nice vertical over that whitewater section and gets out of there in the closeout. Fun to see in that barrel effort from Connor on his backhand. Great technique.
Yeah, he was going to go it if Connor didn't. He just jumped in, pulled into the barrel. Nice line, a good little tube. Took that low road out of there to get the maneuver in. Shame there wasn't a third. If there was time to hit that and then get that last float, that would have been by far the best wave of the heat, but chances are it still may be.
Always happy fans here in Bali watching the world's best compete. With waves on the way, the whistles will be heard loud and clear, especially from everyone watching Michael Rodrigues setting up this first turn. Nice clean hack. Belting it in the pocket. Aggressive style from the rookie on tour. Carves his way to the inside corner and fits in a final inside hack on the backhand. Building on his 4.0, Connor recently took the lead with a 5.23. So Emrod needing another 5.23 to get it right back.
and that may be a seesaw and may be the best way of the heat. We watch this first turn, drives beautifully off the bottom, a little wider, so a little more of an archy snap. That second one, beautiful, tight, crisp. This one looked a little confused, like, do I roundhouse it or do I just snap? And then comes around from that sort of cut back snap into the last floater. So made the most of it, got 4 turns in. The first one, not as critical. This is the money turn on that way. Beautiful snap out of the top. This one had a little more open face, so he had some time to get a little more arc in it out of the bottom of the turn, and then still time to get around into the last one, completing that. Another good score, 6-1-0.
Perfect timing, belting it multiple times. 6-1-0, back to first, Connor to second. Priority with Wilson, so Rodrigues will just freestyle through the inside. Big blast there, right on the money. But he's going to get left behind. So just staying warm and hot and loose. Situation will remain the same in his lead. He's trying to improve on a 5.0.
He's hot and loose, all right. He is on fire this week.
Now big names like world number 1 Italo Ferreira yesterday. Michael Rodrigues is up now. Set up work. Looks like he's trying to line up the lift down the line. Big blast. Right off the coping. Ends up just fishing for the finish, and he's down. So the lead stays the same with a 5 and a 6-1-0. With now 15:20 to go. End up in big heats like this. This last wave, what happened here to start?
Well, it's that he missed that first turn. Then that line was just so tempting, and it just took so much time to actually stand up and do something. And then that last fall didn't matter. It was inconsequential. Make or not that last turn, it wasn't going to go into his top 2. I think at some point he has got to just settle it down. At this point in time and in this heat, the last thing you want to be doing is thinking that you don't want it. You want that yellow jersey, and here he goes. I'm sure he does.
Backside snap, straight up vertical. Stomps on the roof real quick for a float. Back into the lip once again. Throwing it straight up. Wilson looking for a 4.73 to get Connor's spot in second.
And just lean on the water. Here's the replay of Julian's. Looking for that 4.73. Nice first turn. Here he kind of, whoa, there's a little wobble coming down as that whitewater bounces back up on underneath his board as he's coming down. It made him look a little unstable. He did get the third turn in.
Like Krista Moore has it, she gets more confidence, reminding her that she's on a good start. Tyler's the same along with Gilmore. Big blast there for Connor. Throwing some water out the back on those carbs, committing to that backside cutback, which is incredible. We already know he has one of the best frontside carbs in the game. Style factors there. He grew up watching Tom Curran every day at Rincon, but his backside cutback is just as stylish. How different does it feel to lay down a track with your backside attack, holding onto that rail with all that speed, BL?
Well, it's beautiful because you're leaning right into it, as we saw there. It's like the front side bottom.
Rosie for the inside there, so a rounded pin. We'll see how that one looks. This is Wilson getting down to the bottom, stretching out the top turn carb, wants to lift the hit here. Jams it. Great timing. Wilson puts it back up over the top of the roof. Can he finish? Quick little fading hack on the inside corner. Wilson looked like he's showing more energy to the panel. Needs a 4.73 there to get into advancing position.
Guaranteed, bruh. Guaranteed. That's more like it. That had that energy, didn't it? Be one of the best scores, if not the best score of the heat. We'll see. It'd be great to see it on the replay.
Solid size of the wave as well, BL.
Yeah, great size. First turn was tight, then got the arc in it this turn. Drives off the bottom. Beautiful snap. Love the style in that. Into a third, and that was a really nice wave, but it still kept giving into that fourth turn. So 4 solid turns. About that was Julian Wilson at his best.
Connor Coffin fighting back. Punches out the first section. Nice, clean backside snap into a carving hook. Bowling up one more time. Jams it. End section hollowing out, but he's able to stomp it and step off. So back and forth, Wilson to Connor, fighting for that second spot. 9:30 to go.
The replay. Nice little, just buying some time, waiting for it to stand up. Gets a lovely snap. Those whippy turns out of the top are looking great. A little bit smaller perhaps, but then on this inside it stands up. But on that wave, there was nothing besides that last sort of lip drop that was that critical. Julian's felt a little more critical, but this one here, look at it, just bottom out. Board completely free falls, totally centered. Perfect surfing for Connor Coffin, although the wave earlier on didn't seem like it delivered much in terms of impact.
Medina, former world champ, expected to win every time he paddles out at every venue around the world. Wilson will roll in now, blasting the lip well. Quick wind-up, end section, completes it there. The scores came through, Biel, from the previous exchanges. A 6.3 for Julian's effort. That was a new high score of the matchup. That took him to first. So Connor Coffin waiting for his last number to lock in because he's since dropped to that scary third place spot.
Oh, horrible place to be. This was an interesting decision from Julian too. I was looking at this wave and it had run for 30 metres before he chose to take off. I'm thinking, why would you do that at this point in time? Take control of the heat. Get out there, get that priority, and take control. Once you're in the lead.
To live action. Important ride for Wilson. Big belt right on the money. Pulls into the pit. Wilson punches free. Inside ball looking solid, and he nails the inside corner. We love all combinations, but snap to barrel. He went for that before, this time getting out of there with that solid hold on that outside rail. Wilson trying to improve on a 5.5.
Let's have a look at it. He was on the inside of Michael Rodrigues. Beautiful first bottom turn to top turn, then just pulls in quite deep. Lip gets him on the way out, but luckily he gets around it, gets a third turn in. 5.5. It depends on how the judges view the tube, doesn't it? It was a whitewatery one. The wave had that whitewater on the face. It wasn't one of those tubes that you look at and want to get. Beam waves, while he's had that priority, we talked about him needing to wait and be patient, but is this enough, Joey?
Rodrigues after the board change, going for more of a round tail. Looks solid off the lip. Throwing some serious spray on the carve. Behind the section, but still belts it. And now into an inside corner that continues to provide some opportunities. So nice spark and flow. How'd the board look for you?
Better. Wondering whether the wave itself was big enough and good enough. In the end, the quantity of manoeuvres was certainly there. The quality, what do you reckon? Let's have a look at this and break this first turn down. Oh, the quality was there too in that first one. Some live action.
Catching up to Wilson quickly on his way out. He's soaking wet, which sometimes means he tries to pull in. We'll find out in a moment. Way before, though, for Julian, a 7.83. Michael Rodrigues, the guy in red that knocked him out yesterday, trying to make this result count. Doesn't have priority against Connor here, so Connor will just play some defense. Taking this wave off of Emrod and now trying to lay down some tracks. Big snap right on the money, bigger one on the second move. Woo. Right into a third hack down the line, and he's still unloading. The Californian bounce the finish. Plays defense to take Emrod off that wave, but also turns it in a keeper with 30 seconds to go.
That was the way Michael Rodrigues needed. Connor was lucky he just shadowed him, and in the end he's got to improve on what he had, I dare say. That's definitely better than that 5.23. Great surfing, great competing, and both Julian Wilson and Connor Coffin have controlled this heat beautifully.
15 seconds. Michael Rodrigues still distracted out the back. He knew he didn't have much on that inside corner and will run out of time. Julian Wilson running into the quarterfinals along with Connor Coffin and losing Michael Rodrigues from the draw.